Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Hello. Are we on?
We're on.
We're on.
We're live.
Hi.
Greetings, one and all.
Hi, gentlemen. Thank you.
Greetings to this evening show.
Evening. It is not December 22nd.
That is
That
definitely-
lies.
it is
It is
the
28th of today.
I didn't have to do the whiteboard. All of our answers are here.
All of our answers.
It's a test.
Oh shit, my answers are wrong.
All
my
it's a matter
ans-
of opinion.
All my answers are wrong. Welcome, guys.
Welcome to the PastCast.
Barrel Roll News PastCast. It is. We take an hour or so to talk about the things that we experienced this year and
Yes.
highlight some of the high points, the low
What is
points.
it called? The special
After
look
hours?
back. No, the special look back at 2018 special.
Yes.
That's what the subtitle of the PastCast is.
That's very specific.
Yeah, I know.
So-
I wanted to make sure people knew what they were watching.
So, yeah, we take a little bit of time to reflect on 2018 and then a little bit more time to reflect on 2019 and what we're looking forward in the future because the future is happening.
Okay, so
Guys, the future's... Now's the future.
Okay.
no, now's the present.
Now's the future.
Now it is.
Now's the future
Now
again.
it is.
Now's the
Now
future
it is.
again.
I forgot one thing, so
What
you have
did
to
you
add
forget?
TV.
All right.
We just added it at the bottom here. Either
All
way,
right,
ladies
we'll
and
also
gentlemen,
pass.
this evening we are going through
we
the
going?
best and worst games. Yeah, we'll just circle around. So the best and worst games of the year, the best and worst movies of the year, the hottest mess of the year, so the biggest kerfuffle caused over the year, the biggest surprise in news, good and or bad. So it legitimately could be the same as the hot mess. Best
Yep.
old game, so that's any game that is not from this year. Do we say best and worst TV?
I didn't say worse. I didn't do anything
Okay.
about worse.
Cool.
I
So
didn't
best,
wa- I
best
don't watch-
television show is
I
it's
don't
a new
watch a lot of
category.
TV. I don't
And
watch
it's
a lot.
mainly just Netflix because it's.
Exclusively Netflix this side. I
Yeah, it's
think.
mostly Netflix.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, best Netflix show of this year.
Congratulations, Netflix.
And then we'll look into the
I
most
also have its
anticipated
most
stuff.
disappointing Netflix show.
I didn't.
I didn't have any. Well, I mean, if I...
You can share that, obviously.
You can.
If we
Most
have time.
anticipated
Reverse-
game,
the
movie, most anticipated non-comic book movie of
I
next
know.
year.
That's-
And
for
what will
that.
be the biggest disappointment of 2019. That is
that.
what we are covering in the next
I'll write that down later because I have
Little
memorized.
bit.
I have it in my mind.
best game of 2018.
Do we want to start the games? Do we want to
Yeah,
start?
Yes.
we went right
Start
down
at
the
the
list.
top.
Go down the
Start
list.
at the top.
All right, let's start from the top, guys.
Super Smash Bros. I said Super Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. I voted Super Smash Bros.
See, I told myself I was not going to do that today. You're welcome.
We were playing it before.
We'll put a
So.
little juice-
Thank you.
we'll put a
I
little juice
appreciate
in
it.
We'll put a little juice in you.
All right. You guys, Smash Brothers?
No, I'm not.
Smash Bros.
I just sung the
Smash
song.
Bros.
I just sung the song.
Why? Because
Well-
the music is great, the
Okay.
graphics
The
are
music
great.
is great. That is the selling point.
Well, there's
Guys.
a lot of music other than the main music.
To be fair, because you were fighting Zelda to unlock Zelda on your Switch, because that's what we were doing earlier
Yeah.
this afternoon, and like they're playing a bunch of themes from Zelda, and yeah, you're sitting there going like,
Well, it's one of those games where it's like,
oh,
and
you just get like I could have closed my
Donkey
eyes
Kong
and had a
for me.
nap.
I could,
Yeah.
Donkey
I could have
Kong
done all the Metal Gear stages with all the songs.
That's
and
what I
all
mean.
the
Like
audio.
it's
That game is a love letter to gaming.
it is.
It is.
It is the Ready Player
Is it
One.
yours?
No.
And
Okay.
everybody was.
Not
No.
that good of
I
a
remember when
letter.
this was announced, it
No.
was so worried that it was just going to be a port of the Wii U version.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that.
And we
And then
ended
Snake,
up
and then
getting-
Snake showed up.
Well, then we got everyone is here,
Snake
and
showed
we
up.
got like
Pichu
the
showed up.
Piranha Plant, and like all of a
Ice
sudden
Climbers
we're
came
getting
back.
Persona 5 into
Correct.
our game. Like it's
It's become the Ready Player One of video games.
it has
Yes,
like
it
Sakurai has done
Correct.
such a good job of
I
putting.
have a
all that
feeling
stuff
we're
together.
the same.
What is the other side of the table voting for this?
I
one?
really played the shit out of God of War.
Yeah, but
God of War is fucking amazing.
Yep.
See, I only
Like
got through
that-
fighting the guy at the beginning, the unknown one.
I have
I
not
think-
started that game.
I think what I saw you start it the other day.
Well, I started. I was like, oh.
You pressed the X button.
Maybe
pressing the
this
X
will be my game of
Just
the
by
year in
accident.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
What I really think set that game apart is the direction it takes from the original God of War
Yes.
games and just throws it out the
it's a
window.
totally different.
Throws out
looking
old
at it.
games and then says, "Hey, do you want no camera cuts? Cool.
Yeah.
To be
Do
fair,
you
that
want a solid fighting system, good visuals, excellent story?"
I've played up to that one fight pretty much, and then like the kid and I walking a bit, and yeah, because the first God of Wars I played the remastered
Oh yeah,
versions of it. and
wildly
you're
different.
Oh, this is-
You're just the hack and slash.
going, yeah, it's a
it's-
hack and slash arcade.
this is-
This one's a
It's a
story,
cleverly
yeah.
cleverly disguised hack and slash
Yes.
game.
Yep.
It's still a hack and slash game, but it's the relationship between Kratos and Atreus that makes
And
this
but-
game so cool.
And but
Well, it's a
technically, like
different look at-
Spider-Man,
yeah.
Spider-Man is a hack and slash.
Spider-Man is
If you
technically.
really want to get into it.
Yes.
Technically, yes.
Any
Yeah.
game where you're.
I know. but
Spider-Man
it
was
had
my
a story
second,
to it. There
my
wasn't-
runner-up.
No, but like that's my thing is.
But I think that
Yeah.
God of
the
War
amount
does
of
a good job.
polish,
Sorry, I
and-
interrupted you.
the amount of polish though in God of War is really,
It's so
it's
pretty.
something else.
It is.
It
gorgeous.
visually looks different than not just every other God of War before that, but other than every other game this year.
It opens up the possibility of so much more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they open. Yeah, the story
So I
we
definitely
thought was.
played this.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
Yeah,
it's one of those games that it's just like they
It can be your best old game.
Yeah.
The best old
you
game
can
of
do that.
2019.
You can definitely put that on there if you manage to play that next year.
I think I already have my candidate for best old game. What I've been going through.
But yeah, in terms of runner-ups, guys, yeah, Spider-Man is right there next after that.
Spider-Man was good.
Yeah, Spider-Man was my
Yes.
runner-up too.
Yeah,
I didn't write.
Spider-Man was
I
my
really didn't have many runners up for a lot of.
I feel
If I had to choose,
Spider-Man, and if I had more time playing this game, I feel like I would have liked it a lot more.
myself, it's the game I'm playing right now. That could have been
Easier
easily in
to-
contention.
Mhm.
Because right now it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah.
That looks
Mm.
solid.
It is amazing.
I heard it was very good.
I hear it's one of those games where it's you either really get lost in it or it's one of those it's just a drag because I don't know how.
Well, but I'm enjoying doing all the different stuff. It's
So-
repetitive, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my other runner-up was Astrobot VR
You
Mission.
had more than one runner-up.
Yeah, oh yeah, I played. I
I'm trying to
numbered.
think.
I numbered.
played a lot
I
of
got
them.
a great list here. of
There wasn't a
all my
lot
lists.
of them that made me go like, oh yeah, that one.
Astrobot VR missions. I know you guys haven't played any PSVR,
Yeah.
but it's one of those games that if you get a headset, it's that game you need to play. It gives you that feeling of playing a Super Mario 64 game in the modern day with a VR headset. You have it's a Crash Bandicoot style game. You're going from point A to point B, and you're just collecting all the items that you can.
Hey, Blue Lava, been a while.
Hey.
So yeah, no, the Astrobot VR missions is my short list
All right.
for that. Everyone needs to play that.
You start the second list, sir.
All right.
Go crazy.
So disappointing game of the year.
2018.
Of
Yeah, 2018.
Yep.
So for me,
If we're gonna keep doing lists, I figured I should put the years on them.
I guess so.
Bayonetta 2 came out on the Switch
It
this
did?
year, and maybe it was just like really, really hyped. It was
Did
just
you ever
really,
play
really hyped.
Bayonetta 1?
No, I
It's
never.
the same game.
Yeah, but this
But that would have been helpful.
story
Maybe.
kind of.
But it's his personal opinion.
It is. You are allowed to Bayonetta 2. So just the controls, the game. What's the just?
I don't know. I
I'm
just
surprised
didn't get
because
into it.
it's a Devil May Cry. It's Devil May Cry, but with
you
a
don't get
sexy
into the
lady.
story.
I think I felt like the story was. The
I can
story
understand
didn't
that.
really.
It was
interest me that
anime.
much. It was very yeah.
The story is anime.
I do like anime stories, but this one was just the story was
I'll
like
keep
I felt
talking,
like I've
keep talking.
experienced this. I feel like I've experienced this story before. I'm just like maybe I think it was just that it was so hyped up. Like for me, I was like, oh, this could be a great game, and I loved other games this year other than this.
I loved other games other than this
You
one.
loved it more.
I loved other games more than
Oh
this
yeah,
one.
mine is. a
So that's
complete
why
left
it's just
field one on this one.
disappointing. Like because I had high expectations and
Yeah.
it just wasn't up
Cool.
there. So,
Excellent.
Yes.
I hemmed and hawed about this one because there were so many other games that I could have put up here, but I think the Rick and Morty VR experience was not. I love that show.
Not an experience.
No, and I mean, it's a great VR tech demo.
Yeah.
But if you start throwing in the Rick and Morty stuff into there, it doesn't feel as natural.
See, we talked about it as if they did it as an episode.
Yes, in an episode in a TV show, like in the upcoming season, if there was a VR riff on that, then that would make a little bit more sense. But the fact that they're throwing jokes at you back and forth, and then you're just kind of standing there doing your VR stuff,
Yeah.
it's not, the jokes don't stick as well.
Right.
Because the appeal about Rick and Morty is the fast comedy. Every time they riff on something, it's another joke right after that.
Right.
Where in VR, you have that disconnect between the story and what you're doing. So it's like, oh, you go get the puzzle or get the puzzle box over there, and you're trying to fumble your way over there in VR, and that's fine. But if you don't have that sense that there's no joke right after that is
Right.
the big piece. There's no follow through, and the story's there, but it's not all there. So I mean, as a VR game, it's fine, but I didn't have a great time with it.
This wasn't an experience.
No, as opposed to Astrobot VR missions, which is an amazing VR experience.
Which you wouldn't expect. You think that would probably by the names of them, you'd be like, oh yeah, Rick and Morty VR game.
Should be a no-brainer.
The other way around because you're like, what's an Astrobots? That sounds like a mobile game.
Astro Boy.
Yeah. Well, or that. That would
Oh
be
man,
incredible.
Astro Boy VR missions would be
Yeah.
great too.
Mine was Pokemon Quest.
Oh, yeah, that game came out.
Game.
That was bad too.
Never mind, I have another thing.
Yeah, I
No,
kind
that
of
game was
agree
bad
with
too.
that.
I agree with
It's
you.
just it
Yeah.
was such a grind.
That's all it
And
was.
And
That's all
it
it
was
was.
you felt like you was making no progress at all.
That was
Yeah.
definitely one
It
of
was-
those.
Do you enjoy watching numbers go up? Because that's a
No.
game where you enjoy
But I
watching.
do enjoy
Because I-
watching
because
some
I-
numbers
because
go
It's
up.
just so
such a pain.
slow.
Yes.
It was such a pain in the butt
What?
to even manually control the characters or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And I
because
just
there
let
was
it
no
run. And
there was no direct control in that
You-
game, was there?
No, you
No.
could. You could compress.
Sort of.
If you took over, you could press over. You could press
The
one of the
attacks,
attacks.
but you can't control where they're going.
No, you
No.
can't.
No.
Which is the
Yeah.
appeal in all those
Yeah,
mystery
real.
dungeon games. Is
Oh,
you could
yeah.
you could control your characters manually.
But I just left it even to the attacks. Just okay. I know I'm gonna win.
Have at
In
it.
terms of visual style, though, it's one of the coolest visual
Hey.
games. Hello.
Actually, yeah, I would
Like,
probably.
Blue Lava, stick around and you'll have the answers to all those questions.
I agree.
How was your guys' 2018?
Oh, okay.
What are we looking forward to next year?
All right.
It's all on the list.
But yeah, I mean,
Visually, it's one of the coolest looking
even
experiences.
there.
I don't mind the pixel.
The
You know
pixel
what, I'm
art
kind
is
of,
it's a good.
I'm getting tired of the Minecraft squares for everything because so many games are using it now because it's the easy way out of doing
It is.
graphics.
Mhm.
Pokemon seeing them that way was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was
That's the
cute.
thing.
It was
Like,
cute.
but yeah, that doesn't.
It was disappointing because there was no progress. A huge.
Yeah,
grind.
I feel like you
I'm
had to
okay with
pay
grind,
to-
but not
That
to
kind
that
of
extent.
when you can't really control it.
Well, that and you.
And well,
It
if
fell
you
into the
going up
trap.
in levels.
It fell into the trap of being a free to play game, unfortunately,
Yes.
and not all
Well,
free
I
to
guess
play.
that's what I get for playing.
No,
playing
not
free-to-play.
all free to play games are winners, unfortunately. So
Exactly.
But yeah, that's mine.
moving on.
Now it's
Alright.
Pokemon Quest.
Yeah, now no. Shaq Fu, a legend reborn.
That doesn't surprise me at all. that game is
movie.
that
You were
game is
disappointed? Did you have expectations?
well, because here's
that
the
game
thi-
looked like utter trash when
Well,
they revealed
here's
it.
the thing. because ages ago,
the original one was also
the original one was
garbage.
horrible. So here's your opportunity
No.
to either pay like homage to it and do a funnily bad game. Like the jokes are bad or like something happens in the game and it's like, oh yeah, that's left over from the last game. Hold on, and all of a sudden he can kick properly or do something like that. The story in it was, I found, super racist to a lot
yeah.
of people.
Oh yeah.
And again, not in a fun way.
Did you ever finish it?
No, I couldn't finish the first level. I think I got through the first level. And I got it for free because I had NBA Playground.
Mhm.
And they gave anybody who bought that game, because it was such
Would
a
you
dumpster
still have
fire,
played it?
the free
If
game.
it was free.
I might have looked into it more, just because, again, it's one of those things where if it was a cheaper indie game, and you're like, all right, again, they've screwed up horribly before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is their chance to fix it.
Oh yeah, no, that's complete.
They did not fix
They,
it.
did
yeah,
not.
they messed that game up.
So hard.
Missed
Oh yeah,
opportunity.
I saw that coming a mile away.
It,
I'm
is,
like,
it
this,
was
this,
such a missed opportunity.
yeah.
And that's where
I
it
agree
becomes
with-
disappointing, because it's like, you guys had the perfect base. The last game was so bad, all you had to do was make a working video game. And you couldn't do that.
Mhm.
So the challenge arc was like, you went from punching guys to all of a sudden boss fights you couldn't beat. Like, it just it was all over the place. And like I said, the story, I'm like, oh, and then you have like, you know, Shaq.
Well,
Speaking of
even
Shaq-
visually, it doesn't even look that good. Like, it looks really bland.
It was very bland.
Like, the sprites works
Yeah.
could have been better. It doesn't. It's got a little bit of color in it.
It has color.
It has a
And
little bit
Shaq
of
was okay, but
yeah.
yeah, the backgrounds, everything was very bland. There wasn't a lot.
The gameplay
going
looks
on.
really
The
thin,
gameplay
too.
was, well, yeah,
It's a button.
punching.
You,
Yeah.
Would you like to hit a button multiple
Yes.
times
Yes.
Yes.
in a row?
Again, I do in a lot of games.
But this doesn't. No.
Like Spider-Man, that's all I did was press buttons.
But this
Yeah,
one
but there was
not
multiple buttons, though.
satisfying.
This one, there's two.
Oh wow, then.
If
It's,
Mario can make it work with two buttons,
yeah, but
anyone
be able
can.
to.
that was also made in the 80s.
Doesn't matter. It's still a great game. You put Super Mario in front of anybody, and they're like,
Yeah.
And they will, go into it.
Right.
because there's a challenge, but there's a learning curve to the point where, like,
I think that.
you know that kind of stuff.
I think
Shaq
there's
Fu,
more
you
than just the
can't-
gameplay as well. Like, there's just the
Yeah,
combination
Shaq
of the
was-
entire game looks like complete another.
Yeah,
rubbish.
Shaq Fu was gross, and it's disappointing because it could have been something great.
Excellent. Well, we also my movie list was like tenfold of my game list. It took me a. I mean, luckily there were some shiners in my list.
Some shiny
like
movies.
A black guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One would say that it was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That movie it was between that and Infinity War for me, because those two movies excelled on the same level of introducing multiple different characters into one movie. But it's just that visual style that really pushes Spider-Man above everything else.
The visual style is gorgeous.
Yes,
I did
but-
not like 616 Spider-Man.
Do you still not like 616
I
Spider-Man?
saw the movie and I did not like 616 Spider-Man.
Okay, well, I mean, I think they needed that to have a
They
pair-
needed that character, but like I was
They
saying,
needed
if
that-
they would have made him like 612,
No,
I would have been
I think
like.
I think
You
you
had
got
to have it.
you have to do 616 if you're gonna do Into the Spider-Verse.
But then they should put 616 Spider-Man into the.
But this was a 616 Spider-Man in his lowest point, is the point.
I get
And then
that.
it's him rising up and seeing that he can be a better Spider-Man by teaching another person how to be
I
Spider-Man.
get that.
So yeah, in my
His
opinion,
opinion.
I know.
I think it's an amazing film.
It was visually
so-
gorgeous. The
visually-
other Spider-Men were amazing.
The story was awesome.
Yeah.
I keep thinking Thanos every time I hear Infinity War. Wow.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yes.
The thing
But yeah, like Infinity War was right up there as well. Like, don't get me wrong, it's one of those two movies, being able to shove so many different characters into one movie.
I think that's just where Infinity War, because it's not on my list for best. I think it lost me on so many characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thus, their story arcs got
Correct.
As cool as it was. Like Groot does have a story arc. His story arc's
Yeah, Groot's
that
was
big, and
everyone's
that's
is.
but that's the fault of having
the biggest character.
bigger
Is
characters.
ironically
They handled
Thanos.
it crazily good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which
I laughed. I cried. It was a good movie.
I had all those emotions when I watched Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I had
I
all.
cried.
I laughed. I
Yeah.
cried. I was wowed. Yeah. No. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Everyone.
Solid choice. Like,
Everyone needs to watch this movie.
and you could not have pulled that off live action.
No,
It had to be
exactly,
animated.
It had to
exactly.
be animated.
Yeah, like the different art styles between Spider-Man
And
616,
and Thwip. And Thwip.
Novar anime Spider-Man with Penny Parker,
Yeah.
Spider-Ham, obviously. Like, yeah, everyone had a perfect amount of screen time in that film, in my opinion.
I missed Spider-Man.
Yeah, he had a bit. He had a piece at the end.
He had a little. Yeah, he had pieces.
Yeah, he
I
had
like
pieces.
John Mulaney, so I wanted
Yeah.
more of John Mulaney.
So, and of course, Spider-Gwen was the best character in my opinion.
Oh yeah, they
Like-
nailed her. That
Like,
was
they got
like-
her to a T. If you've read the comics for her,
Yeah.
like they did Spider-Woman perfectly for
Yeah.
her. So.
Yeah, no, she was perfect. And Miles, I liked.
I loved Miles. Holy crap!
As a person who hates Miles, they're doing a very good job
Of turning that character around for you.
Well, no, of doing it in other. I still hate him in the comics because his. Well, they did fix him in the comics. They just had to kill everyone he loved. But like,
It'll happen here.
but that's the thing is like the Spider-Man PS4 game, Miles, cool.
Yeah.
In the
Yes.
Spider-Verse movie, cool.
Correct.
Yeah, solid film. I was just upset by the 616.
I was okay with that. I'm personally super okay with that.
I'm going with the obvious one, Infinity War.
A solid choice.
Also solid, as explained by earlier. We discussed
Movie
earlier.
that makes me cry and
Laugh.
anticipated the next one.
Mostly cry at the end.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And I saw it 3 times, and all three
Oh, I know. Every time you're like,
No,
Alright.
all right, Mr. Stark. I don't feel
But
so
it was,
good.
for me, it was the build up.
mm-hmm.
This has
Well, I
been
mean-
10 years.
I really appreciate.
Well, and they nailed it.
I really appreciated that they took that risk and said, you know what, all gone.
But you
let's do
could've-
this. Let's see
my
what.
only-
Let's
I
see how
mean-
the fans react.
Could have picked different characters
To whoosh.
Yeah,
Correct.
Whoosh.
Could have.
They
They
could have.
I'm sure there was a very strategic reason.
Oh,
and
I'm sure there
we'll,
was.
I'm sure we'll find that
And
out.
we'll find that out in Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, but yeah.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
a lot of that movie was
It
really
hit all the marks for me.
It does. It hits. Yeah.
Mhm.
So many. And again, they did weave everything so well together.
It literally is a culmination of everything that they've done up to this
That
point.
door scene coming in. at
Oh,
the
my
end.
God.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
time. Love it.
Yeah.
Which scene?
Where he comes in with Wakanda.
When he
Oh,
Bifrosts
Wakanda.
into
Oh, yeah.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
That piece. Yeah.
Again, there's no
Yeah.
spoilers at this point because everybody has seen that film. So, but yeah, when he
Or
bifrosts
they
into
should have.
Wakanda, and
The
Yeah.
chills.
yeah.
No. I think that scene coupled with Bruce Banner going, "Ha ha! You guys are all fucked up now. You guys all screwed now." I'm like, oh yeah. That's exactly
That's
what we're all
exactly-
feeling.
yeah.
That's the audience right now.
And just seeing the interactions between characters you didn't have interactions before.
Well, and I think we'll have more fun
Iron
with
Man
that in
and
the
Peter
next
Quill.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you guys from Earth?
Yeah.
Wait until he sees an iPod for the first time.
Well, he has a Zune.
Close
What's
enough.
no? This is
Close
Zoom.
enough.
People who had Zunes loved their Zune.
I know.
To be fair.
But yeah, that's
Super. Yeah.
My go?
Yep.
No explanation there. It's Infinity War.
Yes.
Mary Poppins
knew it.
Returns.
You enjoyed Mary Poppins?
Oh my
eh?
god, it was so good.
Yeah. Eh?
Knew it.
I was that guy leaving. I did not notice because I was so enthralled by the film. But my significant other, we were watching the film, and the lady in front of us was clapping after the musical numbers
Aw.
because they do. They
Nice.
play it
Yeah,
like
they
a
do it
Broadway
really.
show. So the musical number ends, and you kind of have that. And apparently, this woman in front was like,
Yeah.
"Right, I'm at a movie theater," and you're like. But that was the one where I was smiling, I was laughing,
You
the
crying?
music had me sucked in. There was no crying moments, but I did feel emotional towards Paddington Bear. That's the father. He voices Paddington.
Oh,
I heard Paddington
Okay.
2
I was like, was there a
Paddington's
crossover?
incredible.
I heard the sequel
There's a
was
crossover we didn't know about.
amazing.
The Paddington movies are incredible. If you've not seen them,
No.
check them out. They are
Not yet.
stellar films. But this one, the kid actors were really good. Apparently, which took a lot of work. Now that I've watched a bunch of interviews with Emily Blunt and like those guys, Emily Blunt nails Mary Poppins.
I did. I know.
Okay.
I had no
She,
doubt.
like-
I had no doubt in that. She.
They could make more with her, and I'd be like, yes, you should do this because
They could.
to heck with Julie Andrews
Mary
at this
Poppins
point.
forever.
There's actually 6 Mary Poppins books, so they could keep making.
I know,
movies.
but there was a thing online where it's
I know.
comparing to Batman and
Returns.
it's,
It's
now,
not
now it's Mary Poppins
forever.
forever.
So which one is gonna be George Clooney is gonna be in it?
Excellent.
And the
Alright.
songs have been stuck in my head since I got out of that film.
You mean Super Smash Bros. Wasn't?
No, we saw Spider-Man, and I was legitimately sitting there humming Mary Poppins, and he goes, "At least it's not Super Smash Bros." You keep doing this to yourself because as soon as you say that, I go.
Still not doing it yet.
Not yet. It's more juice for you.
I am a big musical
Perhaps.
buff, though, so I mean that's part of the whole reason that this
Yeah.
movie. But it hit all the marks. 2D animation, which the director had to fight for, which hurts my head when you think of a Disney executive going, "No."
No to animation.
No.
And he goes, like, we need it. It's and people online were definitely complaining that it's very beat for beat to the old Mary Poppins. But the story is definitely different enough where.
But
And if you know how musicals work, that's how musicals
So
work.
going-
you
There's
could say that, you could
upbeat,
say the same about Episode 7 of Star Wars.
and that's what they're comparing it to is
Is it-
Episode 7, where I still thought that was a good movie.
Oh no, it's a good movie,
Yeah.
but it's exact
It is. It's a
copy paste of.
But this
4.
one does. It has the kids who are refusing to have a bath, so instead of refusing to take their medicine, and she,
But I
tricks
think-
them into having a
And
bath.
I think if you think about how a Mary Poppins movie should work, like, there's only so much you can do without saying, "Oh man, she's abusing those kids." You gotta have,
Nowadays, yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of have to follow the same suit as what worked before.
But this
I
is it's and you actually have a really sad song to start things off, or second song in kind of puts you into
Melancholy.
The, hey, Sisu.
Hey, Sisu.
You kind of have them bringing it in because their mother has died, and now that they have a single father, and that's why the sister's back in because it's the kids from the original who have grown up. It's 25 years later.
No.
No.
I want to.
It's not on any of our lists for that.
I heard
very
it's all
reason,
right.
So.
Anyways.
But yeah, either way, it's like solid film. So Mary Poppins Returns, obviously with the Civil War, or not Civil War, sorry, Infinity War, any of the war movies,
It's true.
kind of squeaked in right behind. It was my top movie until we went to see Mary Poppins, and I'm like, I feel better
The
about
late
this.
contender.
I think I think I tweeted like late contender to, game or movie of the year. So.
Yes. Did you enjoy films this year?
Yes.
What movie did you enjoy the most?
Avengers.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not denying.
Again,
I'm not
it's
to
just-
say
It was
no
on
to
my
that.
list until
It was well
5
done.
days ago.
Yeah.
It was online.
I can't deny
and
that
then
it did.
Spider-Man.
4 days ago.
And then Spider-Man came out.
I went
so-
Christmas Eve to see Mary Poppins. A solid film.
Yes,
Solid
as
film,
discussed.
yes.
we-
As discussed thoroughly.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, moving
Disappointing.
moving on to the
Disappointing movie.
sometimes movies are bad.
Sometimes movies are just disappointing. They're not bad.
No,
They're just
sometimes you
disappointing.
don't choose the movie, and someone else chooses it, and you have to go.
Also that.
What did
It was a birthday present, so I
what
had to
movie
go.
was chosen for you?
Yes.
The Commuter.
Oh,
Who's
yeah,
in that one?
yeah. That,
Liam Neeson. Train.
Train.
Oh, before he does the snow, the
He's
snow
Snow
plow.
Snowmobile.
Yeah,
So
he's
what
moving
made
the train.
what made it not fun?
He needs
the
to stop
same
doing
movie.
these movies.
He is after the snow plow movie. He's done.
You could really see it in this movie, though. It's
He
just,
was.
He's getting bored at the fact that he's
he's
just,
bored.
Yeah.
I'm bored of watching him do
Yeah.
the same thing
Yeah.
every time.
you know what?
the little twist that they had.
I'm excited for him in Men in Black.
Yeah.
He's
He's
that's
doing
going to be a nice
something
different
different.
role for him,
Yes.
though.
Well, because
Just
it's
do
back to
something-
being like a Qui-Gon.
Yeah, he won't be
character.
Yeah.
I suspect he might be. They might early in the movie for him.
Really?
That's not what I
Hope
suspect.
not.
I
I can
expect him to actually be.
I like
villain.
him to
That's,
just.
that's
I-
what I thought too.
I think he's going to.
He's Ra's al Ghuling this one.
Men in Black.
Again?
The
Again?
Men in Black movies haven't had an inside turncoat.
No,
That's true.
they haven't played that game yet.
Nope.
Well,
And
to
this
be
would be the
fair,
perfect-
they've only done.
Playing as
So
having
many.
Liam Neeson
Two.
there would be the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, Liam Neeson would be good. Either way,
Yeah.
Commuter.
Yeah,
Commuter.
I totally understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I totally
more
get
of the more of the same.
the same,
Yeah.
same all over.
Who got taken in this one?
No
the
one.
train.
the train?
The
He
train
got taken.
hostage.
Maybe they
See
finally
you,
did
Blue
it.
See you later, Blue Lava.
Bye.
Goodbye. Maybe he got taken finally.
He's in Naruto.
No.
He got taken onto the
third
train.
one.
He was taken
That was-
himself.
I never got to the third taken.
I never
I
got
got
to
maybe
the-
the
Yeah,
second
I
Wife
one.
and
didn't even
daughter
get to
in
the
the
second one.
Yeah, it's it was just the same old thing with him, just a different vehicle.
All right.
Can't wait for the snowplow.
I know, right? Not gonna go see that. It was a birthday present. I had to go to that.
That's fair.
When I read this category, I go disappointing because it was Incredibles 2.
Really?
I did not see a bad movie this year, so that was my shtick.
Okay. Yeah. See,
Yeah,
that,
my
I
runner-up
totally.
was a bit of a. I had to choose.
Yeah. So Incredibles 2, just I was bored.
I know. I can.
I like the baby.
There were fun parts. The baby and the
Versus-
raccoon
yes.
are fantastic. Going through the math book had me in stitches.
I think I think the action
the
sequences were probably
the baby
better than
and
I thought they
Edna?
would be.
the baby and Edna.
Baby and Edna, great. I don't know. I just
I
You
think
just
the
saw
weak,
really great movies.
I think the
this
weakest point about that
So
movie
good.
was Violet's relationship and not relationship with that boy, and her being like really angsty and really teenagery.
But
too.
that's teenage.
that's
problems.
her, though.
And I totally get
family.
her.
Family problems.
I just think there was a better way to pull off a lot of those stories. That, and then I saw
Maybe-
the bad guy coming from 8,000 miles.
Oh,
away.
yes, everyone.
But maybe with this though, it's set up for
And that's cool.
future, and maybe it was 10 years, right?
Well, no, because I just saw the first Incredibles. Remember, I'd never actually seen it the full
Oh,
way
right.
through.
But it-
I'm not a
but
huge
from the-
Incredibles fan
from-
either, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a
But
huge
for those who
Incredibles
watched
fan.
the original, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years / 5 seconds.
So
Because I watched the Incredibles.
there was so much
and I
hype.
was,
Maybe it was the hype.
No, I don't think it was the hype. I honestly, because the first Incredibles, same thing. I was.
I think visually is one of their best looking films.
Oh, it's a
though.
gorgeous film, but that happens every time Pixar makes a new. Like The Good
Yeah.
Dinosaur looked gorgeous.
Yeah. That's
Good
the only.
Dinosaur always comes out.
Yeah,
It's
that's,
because it was a horrible film.
let's not talk about that one anymore.
Either way, that was my. And again, I saw a lot of good movies, and that one was just kind of the one where I'm
that
like,
fell to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like that too. A lot of my films I really enjoy because you can pick and choose films.
you can't.
And it was the
so-
disappointing one.
And that was it was yeah.
Moving on.
Mine was Mowgli, The Legend of the Jungle.
Oh, the Netflix.
The Netflix
Yes.
movie by Andy Serkis.
Directed
Yes.
by Andy Serkis.
That's the thing.
And
Andy
acting.
Serkis.
Should he have not?
Kate
Yeah.
Blanchett. Like, lots of big names in this movie.
Cumberbatch is in it.
Yep.
What?
So
What
is
does he
Christian
play?
Bale.
Who does he play?
He is Shere Khan.
Really?
And Christian Bale is...
What? Christian Bale's in this movie?
Yeah!
Who's not
This-
Bagheera?
There are so many stars.
This
in
movie was first started at WB, and then when The Jungle Book came out by Disney, they went, we're not winning this competition, so
Yeah.
they dropped it. Netflix is like, we will continue to pay you money for this film.
Yeah.
But all the voice acting was done by then, so all they had to do was the 3D
Yeah.
animation stuff.
Fun fact about Netflix and picking up movies. I read an article recently about the Holmes and Watson movie. Oh. Apparently, the Sony came up to Netflix and said, "Guys, wanna buy our film?" And then Netflix is like,
No.
no.
No one wants that. No one wants that movie.
No.
So Mowgli.
Yeah, so lots of big names. You know, it's Jungle Book. And I knew they were going to go the Disney route, like, obviously. But just...
Can't have King Louis
Nope, there's no King Louis.
because he's a Disney character.
It was just a lot of things, especially with the animals. Like, there's some animals that can talk and some animals that can't talk, and that to me didn't make sense. Gimp Tiger was still, threatening. Music wasn't standoutish. The faces of the animals looked weird and
Which is
stupid.
weird because it's Andy Serkis.
Juice.
Yeah.
You would think Andy Serkis
But
would be on top of that
The
kind
biggest
of stuff.
thing that I read online
Yeah.
was that Andy Serkis went for like full face movement, so the bear had a like a human-esque type
Yes.
face to it, as opposed to
Oh.
Jungle Book, where they're like, he's a bear. If he could talk, his
His
lips
little
would
bear.
kind of move like a
Exactly.
bear's would.
So the faces looked really weird. They didn't look human. They didn't look animal. It was this weird like mutant thing.
I feel like
To me,
I
this is
feel
my-
like I super wouldn't enjoy it because I think my cardinal sin, my pet peeve in animated animal movies is when animals talk that shouldn't talk.
The thing is,
That's
there's
every
animals that
movie.
talk in this movie,
No.
and there's some that don't.
Homeward
Like,
Bound does an excellent job of
Homeward
not
But if it's
yeah.
if it's already an
Homeward Bound does
animated
well.
film,
Yeah.
then I'm cool with it. But if
I'd
there's
say
if-
animated.
but like something like
Live action.
live
Live
action.
action.
I'm trying to think of. another
But the
movie
Jungle Book
recently.
worked again because I think they played it that way.
Yeah.
A lot of them
Right.
you're thinking of is like all of a sudden the snow puppies or those puppy movies when their mouths move.
Or
It's-
Baby Geniuses. Remember that movie?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Like
because it's cheaply done.
things that shouldn't talk that look like they're talking.
Well, because they put an actual dog in, and then they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
let's
And then
move their
and
mouth in 3D.
Which it's just like no, which makes me really
coming
nervous
right at
about
ya.
Lion King.
yeah, but the
It
Jungle
does,
Book
it
worked,
does.
and they're doing the same thing.
Which is I'm gonna be cautiously
because their
optimistic.
cats actually look like cats, like their animals look like animals, and I
Yes.
think that's
Yeah,
the
and
piece.
which is why I'm like,
And
I
it's
don't
on
know.
Favreau again.
I know. But then he gave us Cowboys and Aliens.
He's given us a lot of good films, and he has lots of money on this one. It's all
He's good. He's good.
he's good. He's good.
Disappointing?
Annihilation is the movie with what's her Natalie Portman.
Natalie
Yes.
Portman.
It's that really weird
I remember you
metaphysical
talking about it, yeah.
alien movie.
Drugs
Yeah.
are bad.
Drugs are crazy. It's like they took drugs and made
Drugs
and
are
then
weird.
made, and then made the special effects and the story is based off of the
Nonsense.
novel.
Yeah.
But the movie's based off of a novel already. So maybe that's if you read the novel. If I had read the novel,
But
perhaps
I feel that if you go into these movies reading the novels,
right. Which is
you're gonna you said well you are
You
you
set
set
yourself
it's such
up.
a high standard and you go okay, and then it just
But I
knocks
think-
you down.
And I think this movie would have been better with a lot less special effects because I thought there was something to the story. There was something about aliens coming down and kind of assimilating themselves into our culture and
Yep.
our society. But I think the overusage of special effects, there was just no interesting action sequences. Everything was predictable except for obviously the crazy special effects.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just not a fun time. It was just not. I did not have a good time with it.
How
Yeah,
dare
I
you?
agree with that.
And you know what? I had such high hopes for it. I think too because I had watched.
Yeah.
What was that alien movie with the circle?
Arrival.
Arrival. I got Arrival vibes. From
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
Because I was
I
like, this
agree.
could be
I
this
had
could
the
be
exact
something
same feeling.
wild. This could be something cool.
Natalie
and-
Portman's very 50-50, though.
She did fine in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
She was fine in the movie. It was just everything else.
She's
The guy that
weird,
plays
really
Wong
weird, too.
is in this movie as well from Infinity War and Doctor Strange.
Mm.
I thought it was a women lead, all women lead though.
So that was the big piece is that the main group of
Was
soldiers was all female.
Female.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But-
because they're all their husbands went in.
Correct. And
And
so
they did it
Yes.
in Sucker Punch.
except Sucker Punch actually was better than this movie.
Woof.
I would
don't know.
I would
You're
watch
setting the bar low for me. I still have
I don't know if
I would
Sucker
watch-
Punch
Well,
is
I'm not
better.
even seeing this movie
I would
anymore.
watch Sucker Punch only because the fact that it had good action sequences. This had no.
It was a very good-looking
Yes.
music video.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very good.
starring the late.
Zack Snyder should definitely make music videos. He's very good at it.
If he could find a way
And
to
his
bring
shoulder.
Leonard Nimoy back too, that'd be great too. Annihilation was just not fun.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
Question before we continue: do we want to do TV?
I think we should do TV,
All right.
which is why.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Best TV. We're not doing disappointing TV. Best TV. Mine was from Netflix, The Chilling Adventures of
So should we just say best Netflix show?
Essentially,
That's Netflix.
Yeah,
show.
that's
Netflix.
Yeah.
Because that's where mine ended up. being.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Good
I
call.
was expecting more Riverdale, as
call.
same people, and
Yeah.
what I got was a spectacularly awesome show that is now renewed through season 4.
Lots, a lot of story.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we also got their Christmas special, which added on to
I
this season.
I didn't like the Christmas special. I enjoyed the main series way more.
Oh, see, and I look at it just as a whole, where I'm like,
I get
okay,
it.
now
I
I'm
get-
expecting, you know, I can't wait for the next
As a whole,
season
sure,
of Sabrina.
I totally get it.
So, but yeah, Sabrina as a whole, a great show, dark, creepy, weird,
Funny still.
funny,
Funny,
the
weirdly
praising
enough.
Satan, the killing off people.
Every
Yeah.
time they say, "Oh, praise Satan," I was like, "Oh, I'm thinking, oh, right, it's
Right,
because they're
the
witches."
back-
Right,
well,
they're
but even
the-
the Christmas episode where they're like, you know, it's like, well, what's your favorite Christmas movie? You know, I hate that word, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
because
it
it's Christ,
'Cause
like it's in there.
Yeah.
It's Christ
If you
mass.
said
It's-
like, yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's not
Xmas.
it's not
What's your
Christmas, it's
favorite-
Christmas.
what's
And
your
for them,
favorite-
it's Yule, the Yule time.
The Yule
Yes.
tide.
Time. Like the Yule log, and I'm like, ah.
They're doing the thing.
The way they fit in a lot of those things makes me giggle. So best TV show, or for me, I guess best Netflix show, or best serialized thing for
My entire
Netflix.
short list is all Netflix shows.
So there you go. That was
I
my.
didn't have much to choose from.
Mine was The Dragon Prince.
Oh yeah.
Good call. Good.
The new animation from the same creator, some of the same creators as Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Nice.
Same voice actors.
Yeah.
Same voice actors.
The story is just great.
Oh my god, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was. I agree. It totally.
And their animators are just so good. Like this one, the animations
A little
wasn't
chop-
a little
it was
bit,
choppy.
yeah, because they tried to mix the CGI with the animation.
But they said they're fixing that. For
They
you.
are.
fixing
They
it
are
for
addressing
season
that.
2.
Yeah.
But
season two.
still, I love the animation style of there, and music is good.
Yeah.
Story is great.
Mhm.
Characters are really good. Dragon Prince.
Dragon Prince. Wow.
like
Way to sum that one up. Dragon Prince.
Daredevil season 3 is pretty good.
Yeah, but
guys.
we're getting another season because our shows are getting other seasons. So
We don't know that yet.
Yes,
Netflix,
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Daredevil season 3. It's basically takes everything that was great with the first 2 seasons and then ramps it up by tenfold. They had
It had to.
a
Yeah.
10.
They
Yeah,
knew
they,
it.
they can't.
not that it helped.
Yeah, apparently not. Instead of a 2-minute long hallway fight scene, there was a 10-minute long fight scene in one hallway. There was plenty of action, like drama between Daredevil and Kingpin and everyone else. Watching the rise and fall of Matt Murdock as Daredevil.
Wouldn't it be fall? Because he started out after the Defenders, right?
Yeah,
there's character arcs in this movie in season 3 that goes up and down for that character. But it's watching that, and Charlie Cox does a great job.
So he's a great
He
actor.
is such a good actor.
Yeah.
I hope he finds.
I hope
something.
everybody involved in that series, other than the lady who played Karen Page, gets good work. 'cause
You're gonna be just. She's in Punisher season 2.
I she's the only Wolf, Carrie Ann Wolf, or not Carrie
Ann
Karen
Wolf.
Wolf. Karen.
She's actually really, really good in
Karen.
season 3 of Daredevil. She actually has a really cool arc of like her.
She's
trust-
the only person in that show where I feel like she's kind of phoning a lot of things in. And it's cause maybe,
Yeah.
and maybe it's because the first season or whatever, she just doesn't understand like the superheroes. She was good in Punisher.
Mhm.
She can have a job too, I guess.
No, she
Just there.
She did bring her A game for season 3.
Good.
I really appreciated the fact that they didn't really put him back into, not really a spoiler, they didn't really put him back into the red suit. He stayed in the Man Without Fear suit for the entire.
Well, because again,
duration.
I think that was going to set up a lot of things for other series and shows and this and that and everything. Because
Right.
Yeah.
Even Bullseye, I think this rendition of Bullseye was the best. I can't think of the actor's name right now, but definitely better than.
Not Colin Farrell.
10 times. Oh my God! Everything is better than
Yes.
Colin Farrell's Bullseye. But yeah, he played the psychotic character to a T.
Nice.
You could see him start off as a normal character, but then as episodes give him more screen time, it's like, oh, he's
not
messed
all
up.
there.
He's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
He's a little bit more. He's all the Cocoa Puffs.
He's just a Cocoa
He is
Puffs.
all the Cocoa
He had
Puffs.
all of it. He had
is
the
a
whole
Cocoa
box.
Puff.
He is a-
And of course, Kingpin. That's honestly the best
Best.
part of that show. Watching him
Yeah.
be the best version of Kingpin, like
And
the
again,
guy,
that
the guy that
I really
manip-
like him as Kingpin.
the guy that manipulates everything from the back, like
Ugh.
saying like, "Oh yeah, you know, I'm in prison, but I have the FBI under my like thumb and stuff like that." And it doesn't matter. I think 10 steps ahead of everyone else, and it's that which makes that show best, better than
And
most.
that is a good Kingpin.
Oh
That
my
is
God!
Kingpin.
I hope he also finds additional work after this
will.
show.
He's been in a few movies.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I
Men in
just
Black International. Comes back as the cockroach.
I would totally see him. Yes, write him in.
He
Write
was
him
really
in.
good as the cockroach. He was a horrible cop on Criminal Intent, and then he did a really good job as Kingpin. So it's like, he's one of those actors where I'm like,
He's in Magnificent Seven.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah, he is.
I haven't seen it yet, but I only seen it.
Um,
Yeah. Are you
TV.
Yeah, go ahead.
All
done? Are you
right.
done?
Well, I just wanted to say I really appreciated Black Mirror season 4. It was really fucking good too. Like it's dark as shit, but Daredevil.
It counts.
Yeah, it does. It does. But
it can count.
As Ken season or whatever this movie is for this year.
Black
count.
Mirror, yeah, it's out now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Black
Choose
Panther.
Your Own Adventure.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for it. Oh my god.
You can watch it. It's like 12 movies.
They apparently filmed
I still
3
haven't watched
over.
season 1, so I'm...
You don't.
You
You,
know
you
you
can
don't-
really,
you
really
can
just
watch-
watch like 1 or 2 episodes. Like
You don't need
bounce
to
around.
Sure.
movies or TV shows.
TV show.
TV shows. I went with a series of unfortunate events.
Good choice.
Season
That's
2.
good.
Also
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the. I was gonna mention that one when we came to like talking about books and movies. If you're gonna do a book,
Yeah.
See, I've never read the book, so it's
Nail
kind of everything's...
they've changed some things.
Yeah.
Being someone who has read all of them and that kind of stuff, but the fact that they have the author as part of the people writing the
And that's
screenplays.
what
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's there helping
Yeah.
make decisions, so this translates better to screen as this does not, or this and
Neil
that.
Patrick
Right.
Harris is just nailing it.
Oh my god.
Oh, so
Everything
good.
he does
Yeah.
on screen on that show is a gem. He is a treasure.
Well, because they let him ham it
Yes.
up hardcore, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
If you're gonna do it, you're just gonna go all the way.
Yeah, well,
with that
Olaf
show.
is. He's an actor, so everything is.
I don't know what
I think the
I
big-
don't think I've ever been disappointed with Neil Patrick Harris.
Smurfs.
Oh, not even.
I
Smurfs.
have
That was a
not
good
seen
movie.
that.
I'm not.
I like the first.
he-
I like the first Smurfs movie.
That's maybe his weakest movie that I've
Because he
seen.
becomes a papa.
Is he a
Yeah,
Smurf?
you're not selling it.
No.
You're doing the opposite of
His
selling.
wife is pregnant, and he's worried the whole movie that he's not going to be a good dad, and then
But
him and Papa Smurf have a
So
talk.
my problem with that is that he is playing a regular person,
He's just playing a guy.
and Neil Patrick Harris does best when he's not playing a regular guy.
He played himself in
No, he
Harold
did
and
not.
Kumar.
No, he did not.
no, he
Technically,
super
he-
did.
Well,
He played it.
not himself, but like
He
He
the
played
played
Neil
regular-
Patrick Harris.
He played an over-the-top version of himself
Yes.
from How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He played Neil Patrick Harris because Neil Patrick Harris in real life seems to be like a
A genuine-
stand-up,
He's a-
awesome
yeah,
dude.
a
He
great
was
dude.
himself in Smurfs.
He was himself in Smurfs. Then that's where you were bored with him. So really,
But
yeah.
like Dr.
It makes me
Horrible.
really- I think
See you
the next
later,
season's out in
Oreo.
January.
January 1st.
See you later.
Yeah, goodbye. Yeah, it's January 1st is when the next one drops.
Yeah. And
Soon.
It's the end.
Yes, and we had to find out
The
what
monkeys.
the VFD is all about.
I was a little disappointed with the Nathan Fillion character.
We don't.
You're not gonna find out.
Spoilers.
They might change it for the show. Like that's the cool thing with the show.
Yeah.
Anything could happen.
You were.
Well, then
see,
he's gone.
Yeah.
see, that's
Spoilers.
again. If you've read the.
If you read the books or watched the show,
I know, but that's why
everything
I like this.
bad happens to
I
everybody.
know,
in
and
this.
this is why reading books before you go into something,
Mm-hmm.
not always great.
Now they have changed some stuff because a bunch of his henchmen were supposed to also die at the carnival, and they didn't. They kept everybody.
Yeah.
He was supposed to essentially. Snicket got bored partway through and like swapped out some of the circus people
Yeah.
for some of the other henchmen. So there was a big swap,
Yeah.
and that didn't happen in this.
Not yet.
And maybe
Well-
not. Yeah, maybe that's the opening. January 1st, or
We'll find
New
out.
Year's
Yeah.
Day, we get to find out.
Yeah.
So season 3 can be your best TV show
It
next
can.
year because it's
It can.
definitely
Keep the
in.
trend.
I like the fact that Black Mirror upgraded itself from a TV show to a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because they're releasing a film, which technically I think is going to be one really messed up episode. But
Yes.
either way, best
Moving
TV. So moving on now, hot as mess.
The
Hot as
bottom,
mess
the
for
bottom,
news.
the bottom of it all.
News.
News.
And I'm
and
starting this
everything.
off. Well,
Yes.
I think
Hottest
everyone knows about
mess.
this. Is like, well, there's two. Their companies both start with B. It's Blizzard and Bethesda.
Yep. That's basically.
the big
Can we
mess.
just riff on them for like half an hour?
That's not mine.
We don't
though.
got time for that.
I
no.
know we don't.
And I think we've already talked about this a lot during like.
We have, but
Casting.
either way,
Phil,
Blizzard's,
remind us what the news
Blizzard's
was.
stock has fallen 50%
Yeah.
after their.
Well, okay, so it's multiple things for Blizzard. Like,
I think
first
that-
off, their Diablo Immortal.
I think-
Everyone wanted their
Yep.
PC game, Diablo 4.
But no.
Or console.
Or literally anything that they showed.
Yeah,
Literally anything else.
yeah. And the fact that they just said,
Do you not
"Do you
own
not have-"
phones?
Yeah. And now
They could have
Heroes of
shown
the S-
footage for like StarCraft Ghost,
Yeah.
and
Or
everyone would still be
something.
happy.
Long gone.
Don't care.
Long
Still
gone.
better than what
Still
they did.
want.
Yeah.
Long gone.
Talk more about Warcraft 3 Reforged, but and also like the Heroes of the Storm just went kaputs.
Yeah.
Like that's
Mhm.
just Blizzard is just disappointing me.
Yeah.
See, I think
Wasn't
that
Battle for Azeroth though good?
no.
Nope.
Yeah.
It was when
What
we
end-
started playing it, but then
what
you get to
endgame?
endgame and
What
we're
Yeah,
endgame?
and you're just like,
What
oh,
endgame?
Yeah, what endgame?
You want to see a real endgame? Come back in
We
April.
haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
Come back in April with the Avengers. That'll be a real endgame.
Well, no, that's the thing with like World of Warcraft is once you get to high like max level, you want to be able to do stuff and aim for like you aim for armor pieces, you aim for
Yeah,
this, you aim for
yeah.
that. There's none of that.
Yeah, it's pretty thin from
It's
from.
or it's random like it's really
Yeah, it's
random number generated. So
very
like you'll get the
RNG.
helm you want, and you're like yes,
Yeah.
and then it has no stats,
Yeah.
and you're like, what
Like,
happened?
especially with the weekly world boss.
yes,
Like
Mhm.
you have like 40 people going at this, one person gets an item,
Oh,
Well,
that's garbage.
and it's like,
That's
okay.
I bet you it's account locked or whatever, or player locked.
who knows?
I
It's
don't
a
know.
mess. I don't know. And yeah, Heroes of the Storm's been a mess. Obviously, Bethesda
The-
being a mess with
with
Bethesda-
Fallout 76.
Bethesda's
yeah.
my top. Like
Is it? Yeah.
between everything that what Fallout 76 ended up being, between all of the poor PR
my
decisions,
Yes. Yeah.
between like the leaking of credit card information, leaking of player information, getting this stupid
We're
bag
holding on for
Ah.
Skyrim.
Good old canvas bags
that is basically a
Canvas
garbage
bags.
bag.
that are not canvas. They're like polyurethane, like whatever.
Plastic.
Yeah.
It's a plastic
It's a
bag.
plastic bag.
Over
Have a
pla-
Safeway bag, everybody. To
Yeah,
hold your helmet in.
I've had reusable garbage bag or not garbage, reusable shopping bags
Yeah.
that seem like a better quality than that.
Yeah.
And the fact that apparently these bags aren't coming out until like 6 months down the road, apparently. Even if you registered to get a new one, it's like you guys designed this bullshit already. Like just put it out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, no, the entire Bethesda scene has just been up and down, mostly down.
Yeah, so disappointing from the.
See, Blizzard, I can understand. It's an Activision thing.
yeah,
But like
they're
with
merging
with
and-
Blizzard
Yeah.
or not with Bethesda, like it's when they announced, I was really sketchy to begin with when they announced Fallout 76 and said it's all player stuff. There would be no NPCs in this game, and I'm like, but that's half the fun of,
Yeah.
of a Fallout game. Is me talking to random NPCs getting quests, and
Yeah.
and then there was no story pieces in that game where the player decision makes no difference.
And
Like
that one I'm okay. Like if they branch away from that kind of stuff, whatever. But
But the
that's
fact
their
that
thing.
that's the
I-
thing in Skyrim, in Fallout.
Oh, it's
in-
their thing.
It's in all their games. It's their DNA.
yeah, but now
There's-
the choice is yours with you and your friends and other strangers
No,
who are
see,
hacking the game online and taking advantage of bugs because
apparently-
it's a Bethesda
It's a
game.
and apparently people who are being banned online are still getting around the ban.
Sure.
And I'm like, everything about Bethesda and Fallout 76 has gotten me so
When-
wishy-washy. And apparently with the next Skyrim game, they
Elder Scrolls.
or Elder Scrolls,
They just
whatever.
call it Skyrim. though.
Apparently it's going to be
Just
running on
legit.
old tech too.
Yeah,
from
that's like-
early
yeah.
reports, it's like they're not really designing any new engines for.
I could see
Why
that
does
being a
mean-
next generation game though.
But
on old tech.
is the problem?
Look what happened to Telltale. Ooh, there was a good one.
That's my
Oh,
that's my
yeah!
second. That's my second. That was my
I
second.
forgot about that.
Telltale's on my list of my short list of like
No,
you how to
that's not my-
how to
that's
fuck
not
up
my
your
backup.
employees real bad.
That's
Yeah,
not my
gotcha.
backup one.
Most of them.
What's your hottest mess?
For me, it was all the E3 leaks.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It ruined E3.
Yeah.
No
You're
surprises.
You're welcome,
There
Walmart.
wasn't.
Thanks, Walmart Canada.
Well, not just them, just
Everyone.
everyone. Like you
That's
went into
true.
E3 going, okay, we know all
So
about
hopefully,
this,
Sony not being at E3 this year,
But maybe
that
that's
might help
why.
them a little bit.
And that could be why.
but maybe this is a reason why they're not in it.
Or
It's
a reason
just-
they did full out say like we're only going to show 4 games this
Hey,
year.
but-
So here they are.
But it's
See you at
still,
E3.
but still, it's
You know.
all these leaks about all these games. It felt like some of the games that were being showed
Ra-
off.
I feel like-
were a little rushed.
I feel like if Rage 2
Yeah.
Like, I
was
don't-
if the surprise for Rage 2 was revealed at E3, that would have been way cooler
Mhm.
than out through a Walmart Canada leak.
And I'll go through the Bethesda stuff. I don't think you would have said Elder Scrolls, not yet, if you didn't have all these leaks. You could have held on to that if you had more surprises. But because of it, you had to force something that was
Yeah.
going to
Here's
be a
a title
surprise.
card.
Pretty
But
much.
Blizzard should have learned
Yeah.
from that title card.
Yeah. Well,
Because again, that title card saved their butt at E3 because everybody's like, Elder Scrolls.
and now everyone's like, no, don't do it.
And I think Sony pulling
Or
it out
Starfront
is
or
just
whatever the
a
new-
way for them to avoid the leaks.
I could totally see that.
And to be
being-
fair, Nintendo's pretty much been doing just the directs for it. They could never show up at E3 and no one everybody would be like, Oh yeah, Nintendo's not here.
Yeah, I appreciate
But they
Sony pulling
picked
that.
that, though.
They do
But
one
we've also known what they've done every time.
because they're pretty much because their show floor. They're like, we're doing Super Smash Bros, guys.
We're doing.
Our floor is going to be Super Smash.
Yeah.
We're all
Remember
like,
that year it was only Zelda and only Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that every year.
Yeah.
I don't know, for me, that was from the hottest mess for me.
Yeah.
What I discussed earlier was my backup.
Yes.
What, Telltale?
No,
I don't remember. They're all hot messes.
Go ahead.
the reboot series.
Yes. Reboot.
Oh,
Reboot.
Is that out yet?
Yeah.
We've talked about
That's
that.
been out.
It's
It's
out now.
been out.
Yeah, no, I don't.
No one wants to talk about it.
James Gunn getting fired.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that.
Actually,
No.
That was my hottest mess.
Yeah.
That's true.
Pretty
I
good
think
choice anyway.
For something that was so long, yeah.
Again,
Well-
that was the piece of it all. Is just and now it's come up again with a bunch of comedians saying a word they maybe shouldn't be saying, but they said it anyways, and now it's like an 8-year-old video, and all of a sudden, Louis C.K. cannot catch a break because
Yeah.
I think my reprise between all that is the fact that he finally found a piece with Suicide Squad and Warner Brothers.
yeah, no, that's
That
that's
was
the
my
silver lining in all of it. But Marvel losing a director over, the people who want Baby It's Cold Outside not on the radio, essentially.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it's kind of that amalgamation of all of that. We're getting too wishy-washy,
sensitive.
too
I
sensitive
totally
on
get.
some of that
I
stuff.
totally understand.
And again, what he said, not cool. When he said it and how he has grown as a person, very different.
I'm different from 10 years ago.
Yes.
I don't want to
I
see myself
tolerate.
10 years ago.
I'm glad social media was not a thing when I was in
Yeah.
high school. Like,
I look back at it now. And,
again, not that I'm like,
I was super.
not that
cringy.
I was, a crazy person in high school who would have said some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have looked back going, God,
You know,
what
yeah.
was wrong with you?
Dude,
know,
why
10
did you
years
get a
wasn't-
haircut? Get a haircut.
10 years
That
wasn't
would have
high
been what
school,
I was
right?
yelling at myself in high school.
10 years wasn't high school, right?
I know. That's why I'm going back further.
We're older.
I'm well aware. I wouldn't mind the things in my 20s being online because most of them are.
It's the same person.
Yeah.
It's the same person.
Either way, James
Level
Gunn
50.
being fired
I forgot
is
about
I totally
that.
get it. No, that was on my short list too.
biggest surprise in news, as I have amalgamated 2 things from last year into one.
Is it Tony's turn?
Yes,
I
it
don't
is
remember.
Tony's turn to start.
Guys,
Biggest surprise.
Persona 5 is in Smash Brothers next year. Yeah! Persona!
It's still working. We're good.
Persona 5 is in Smash!
Get off the table when you're shaking.
No. Super. I think that what makes me so excited about this is not only that Persona's in Smash, but what else do they have planned for the remaining DLC
Well,
characters?
again, we got Piranha Plant too. Like their DLC
Yeah.
characters, their extra characters so far.
Yeah,
have been
they've-
so out of the way. Like you're
Right.
like, oh,
And the fact that they've already pinned the characters
Yeah,
down
they're in.
onto a board of like, this is what we have planned. Like,
Mm.
what else is coming down? Like, are we finally going to see Kratos in a real fighting game?
that'd
No.
be funny, but no. Sony's not that desperate.
No.
Not with
are
that
we gonna-
character
No.
anyways.
But like, it's going to be one of those things. It's like, oh, now we can talk about Halo being in Smash because look at they got
No.
Persona and Cloud.
No.
Like, it's not
It's
impossible.
No.
It's
It's
not-
Persona's not a Microsoft exclusive.
Yeah, my biggest pieces are.
So
I think
so
we're
was
getting
Persona
Spyro
5.
and
I
Crash.
said it wasn't.
So it's just
Persona's not a
but the thing is, like,
Microsoft
it
exclusive.
opens up that possibility of discussions of like, okay, cool, this could possibly be a thing.
Oh sure, Shrek's
Like-
gonna definitely make it now.
Everyone but Waluigi.
And Donkey.
Everyone but
To be a
Waluigi.
Dragon.
trophy.
Dragon.
No Waluigi.
Yeah.
Spyro. Spyro could be a thing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's-
Spyro
yeah.
and Crash, I can see definitely
Yeah.
being on that
Mhm.
short
Yeah.
list.
Oh, yeah.
Of
Of-
DLC guys now.
But yeah,
Especially since they're not anywhere in any of the talks. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Persona was like
Wait,
nowhere,
what?
and now boom, and you're going.
I mean, like, I know that everyone wants Crash Bandicoot in not Crash Bandicoot,
Spyro.
not Spyro, Banjo Kazooie, but I don't know that that's gonna happen.
You might get ukulele.
You might get ukulele.
I
That
could
would
see-
be an
I could
interesting
see-
one because Shovel Knight's in there as a Mrs. Trophy. Ukulele would be cool. Yeah.
Ukulele.
And ukulele would be a giant fu to Banjo because like if Rare was being and Microsoft were being like, no, you can't have them. They're like, all right, we'll get the other 2. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, we've
It would
worked.
totally work.
Yeah,
It's the same game.
I
it's
know.
basically the
I
same.
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of jiggies, you're getting feathers.
And,
So-
no, and pages and whatnot.
Pages, yeah.
Pages instead of
Lots of
puzzle
collectibles. I heard you like
pieces.
collectibles.
I heard you like collectibles.
On that game.
So yeah, Persona 5
Cool.
in Smash.
Surprise. I'll go back to what you were saying. The James Gunn
Oh, that was a
Fire
surprise.
Emblem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a surprise.
Because it was out of nowhere. You
That
wouldn't
was-
expect them to do it.
No,
No.
I was not expecting.
And
it to
even
be
the
fire.
talk, even it was there were hopes even when they had the talks after
Yep.
that
Yeah.
maybe they would turn around, but nope.
Well,
They stick to their guns.
I think this the silver lining is that they're at least using a
That's right.
script.
They're using a script.
It sounds like
and
really-
who did they? The director that was kind of shortlisted not that long ago now did a something that was like, oh, he'll be all right. He did a weird movie.
He did a super movie. He did super once, a super like movie.
He did a weirdish movie where you're like, okay, that'll work. You know,
Mhm.
it's not as weird as like Taika
Taika
Waititi, but weird enough where you're like, yeah, it'll work.
Yeah, I don't want to see
We've
Taika on
already
that movie.
dived into this. So,
James Gunn.
So
Netflix canceling all Marvel shows.
No, there's two.
Oh,
There's two
yeah.
remaining.
No,
yeah, there's two.
No,
There's two
not.
remaining,
It's
guys.
because they were already filming. No, they're done.
No.
There's still hope.
No.
And the internet's like, everybody watch Punisher day one, and it's like, guys, it's
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
help.
it's-
It could be the best rated show on Netflix. No one is watching it. Like, it's unfortunate. It is, but to me, it is the biggest surprise. I did not see them.
Apparently
Especially
not.
with Daredevil.
I didn't
Especially
especially
with Daredevil.
Apparently not
Cage's
as a-
last season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not surprising for that one. Iron Fist.
Apparently
it
got
was better
better.
season 2.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
they
skipped
picked
right-
it up.
But then it's, I mean, but you almost were kind of okay.
no, and at that point, you're
go
going
with it.
Heroes for Hire. We're good. We got
yeah.
this.
No.
But that Daredevil, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why it finally made it, was because if Daredevil got canceled, we're done.
You know
Like,
something's up.
that's it.
It was way too.
There's
Good. That
Jessica
shows-
Jones is not saving the Netflix Marvel universe.
Punisher is.
It could, because I loved season 1, but
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere.
Although his
Which apparently it was a
villain
surprise
list-
to Marvel too.
Apparently, yes.
Yes, so it was,
Yeah, they were hoping to cancel it before
huge
they
Netflix
okayed
issue.
it.
Even
not-
the actors were surprised. Like,
Yeah, because this is a
Actors,
giant.
writers,
this was a giant
everyone.
kind of fu to Marvel and Disney, because Disney, obviously, with Disney Play, is going to be pulling all of their stuff off
Yeah.
of Netflix, which
And
they
I
have
think-
the rights to, because that was
I
the
think the-
deal Netflix signed with them.
And
I think
yeah,
the craziest thing
another
is
one
the
for 2 years.
Yeah, that was the craziest part of that 2 years is we can't see them for another
Yeah.
until 2021,
Yeah.
So
the earliest.
We'll see.
we'll see. That was my
See.
biggest one.
So the Daredevil, like specifically Daredevil, was my biggest surprise because I really like that show.
Season 3 was really good, guys.
It was.
I'm not seeing
Yeah,
this.
well, I gotta go through other stuff.
It's a
first, so.
surprisingly sad news.
There you go.
But season 3 is really good still.
we
Got season 3.
can just keep reliving all the old ones,
Yeah,
guys.
just
Bye.
keep watching them.
Also,
Best old game goes to you, Chris.
you played a lot of old games.
I do. That's mostly my movies too, but I can't do best old movies.
Could have put that as a category.
We could have, but that would have been a
Oh.
long list. I haven't
my
kept
list-
track of that one.
That would be crazy.
My,
Yeah,
my
next
list-
year. Start keeping track now.
No. Infinity
Mary
War.
Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Mary
I'm gonna
Poppins.
watch the heck out of that when it comes out on Blu-ray.
All special features.
I don't even need special features.
I'm
I've
gonna
already
watch-
listened to the soundtrack about 8 times.
I'm gonna watch Spider-Man again. Guys.
straight through. Either way, best old game. This is a game that didn't come out this year.
Yeah, 2017.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be.
No.
Oh
Older.
well. Doesn't
It could be
matter.
older than
Doesn't
that.
matter.
Well,
Doesn't
mine's-
matter. I didn't play many games.
Mine
that
is
old.
older than that.
Pong! No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, go ahead.
Pokemon Go.
Be like that.
Pokemon Go.
No, mine was Wolfenstein New Order.
So good, right?
It was good.
So.
I was not
good.
expecting that.
Right? The weird twisting story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got really good.
It was blown
I'm not.
away
I'm
by
not
it.
gonna spoil, but like,
You should play it.
it's crazy.
I
Right?
heard.
Someone said it's the best game of 27 or best surprising game of 2017.
We didn't have that last year.
I did something with Wolfenstein last year.
I knew you said it was your runner-up.
No, I think I did something. I don't remember.
But yes, it was like just
It was
everything
really
about
cool.
that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Very straightforward, obviously first-person shooter.
I think the cool part is that when you're in the submarine hub world, that everyone has conversations with each other, and you can just eavesdrop on them.
Yeah.
And it's just
Or
the fact that they
ignore
record
the
it.
conversations and shoot them.
You can't shoot in the sub.
Sure you can.
What? You can't
Are we
shoot.
talking about the same game? Because the submarine I jumped into was a Nazi-filled submarine.
I think we're talking. Oh, you're talking about the first
New
one.
Order.
Oh no, I'm talking about Wolfenstein.
No.
New
Second
Colossus.
Order.
The new Colossus.
Second order.
No, that's New Colossus.
New
It's
Colossus.
New.
Second order
Okay.
with a side.
All right, so if you enjoyed Wolfenstein: The New Order,
Yes.
oh baby, you're gonna.
I shot people in that. In the
submarine.
Yes.
Submarine.
Okay, so we're talking about a wildly different game.
Yes.
I remember
but
playing.
it's still a good game.
Yes.
It isn't really.
Oh yeah, both of them are solid. No argument.
Which I mean, it kind of It's not my anticipated game, but I mean, even though I haven't played number 2, it kind of gets me excited for the third Wolfenstein.
It's not a third one. It's a spin-off.
Whatever.
It's 3. It's with the twins.
Yes, but it's not
Co-op.
based off of the ending off of the the second game. That co-op spin-off, it's a complete spin-off. It's not going to be related.
No, because
to
they're searching for their dad. I already know that.
Yeah, but it's not the way that the second game ended. Trust me, that's not the real follow-up. We're getting.
You should probably get on it.
We'll get.
Why? I have other old games to play.
Like what?
The exact same one I put on last year, Planet Coaster.
Surprise!
Change it up.
Surprise!
Why change
Way to
this?
change it up.
Why?
To be fair with these guys, they keep releasing DLC content and upgrades and that kind of stuff to the game.
Yeah,
Theme Maker's Toolkit has changed the game completely because we can make our own assets for the game now if we could ever figure Blender out.
Yes.
Thankfully, other people have, so I can put some of their assets into the game. They just released a DLC pack with 15 rides, so no theme customization stuff in this one. All rides that people have wanted to see, so new roller coasters, chair lifts, drop towers, that kind of stuff.
Excellent.
They've made sure they're not theming as much of their rides anymore because
They let people.
Then you
they're
can
letting
customize
people do their
it,
own
yeah.
thing, which is kind of cool. Like the developers have finally settled into like, oh, this is what the community wants. This is what they're doing. We'll just help them.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Give them the tools.
there you go. Cool.
Battlefront 2.
Noise.
Star Wars Battlefront.
That's my
2.
runner-up.
Yeah, it is a good runner.
Yeah.
We've been playing.
I mean, the way they recovered from.
I'm still not super sold. I like it, but I only like playing it with you guys.
Well, yeah, that's
my
the point.
it's my thing.
No, that's the point.
That's
of
the point,
Battlefront.
yeah.
And I mean, I played the story, but I think it's the multiplayer that would put it as a runner-up for me because the way they recovered from all that whole loot box mess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they're still suffering that. a
No,
little
they're not.
bit.
I don't think they're suffering anymore.
I think
it's-
EA is suffering in general because they had that stuff.
But they did that to all of their games
That's the
all
thing.
at once.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So they're just
And they're learning.
Well, no, they're not. DICE thankfully went, EA,
Yes.
we're going to do what we wanted to do in the first place.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now there's free
And now we
content.
actually get,
Free good content.
Yes.
Or again, you have to play the game to earn the content. You want to unlock Obi-Wan and Grievous. You have to play.
Millennium Falcon.
Again, it doesn't take a lot to actually...
It doesn't, no.
Well, I mean, we could
I think
improve
they've-
our skills, but
If we
It's also
played
worth
on a
noting-
regular basis, we would have those characters
We kinda do.
very quick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Best old game.
he did.
Battlefront
was-
2.
Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Best old game.
Horizon Zero Dawn's really good,
Good
guys.
game.
No.
It is.
I just didn't have
That's what I
time playing it
told
last
you.
year.
That's what I told you.
I just didn't have time playing it last year.
That's
It's
God of War
visually.
for me.
Yeah. God of War.
Hey, I already have my best
God.
old game picked out, I think.
So do I.
No, Horizon Zero Dawn is just a gorgeous,
Oh.
gorgeous looking game,
Yes.
and it plays really, really well, and it's really, really smooth. I really, if it wasn't for all these other games on my list of playing, I'd be back in that game.
That's
if it
true.
wasn't-
it gets
If it wasn't
It gets tedious.
for, it's a little.
The
No, I don't want to say
story kind
grindy.
Not grindy,
but-
just tedious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of, the story kind of just...
The thing is, I enjoy doing those long walks between point A to point B. I get a good visual of the
Yeah.
location. Like,
I honestly prefer Horizon Zero Dawn to the new Zelda game.
yeah, visually, it's one of those crazy looking games.
what I said all along.
I
You
know.
guys didn't.
Well, I
believe
didn't own a PS4.
We didn't play it
We got
yet.
it for
They didn't believe
Spider-Man.
me.
No,
Either way,
I didn't say I didn't believe you.
we're running low on time.
Well,
So-
the anticipation stuff is going to be.
So the anticipation stuff is legitimately,
Well, let's list stuff
Let's-
off.
We'll say it and why.
essentially a very quick
Okay.
why.
Yeah. Okay, go.
I ended.
All
I was
right,
my
me.
last one.
All right, cool. Most
Right.
anticipated game, mainline Pokemon. After what Pokemon Let's Go did,
Mhm.
I am excited for the next mainline Pokemon game.
I agree.
Bam!
I'm really looking forward to Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Oh yeah.
That's my most fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Because I don't know when Death Stranding's coming out.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding!
Kingdom Hearts 3, baby.
Yeah.
That I know that game's coming
Yeah.
out.
You hope.
Shut up. Shut up. It was leaked, so it has. People have the discs.
Uh-huh.
It's out there somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Don't give me a disc. Don't
Yeah,
give me
that
a case
ver-
full of rocks.
that
I will
version's
punch
out.
you if you give me a disc full of rocks.
That version's out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
For me, Anthem.
Oh, the
Oh,
EA
yeah.
game.
Yes. I
By
know it's
the
not
way.
till late. That's why I'm hoping.
No,
It's not my Death Stranding.
No, we
It's
looked it up.
February.
It's February.
It's February.
Yeah, okay.
Bro, it's
You're getting
February.
there faster than you thought. Look at you getting your game
I'm
faster.
hoping.
than-
Well, maybe it's not. I won't get to it till.
That's true. You're not
late
going to get
next
to
year.
it till December of next year. Most anticipated movie of 2019,
Right.
Brian.
It Chapter 2.
Ooh,
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to that.
That's a good choice.
That was up
That's
there.
Good. That's a good
There's
call.
so many choices.
Yes.
That was on the short list of my non-comic book movies.
Oh, right. Well.
Because remember, you get
Yes.
2 choices for this round.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I guess
We'll come back to Brian.
Yeah.
I want to see Avengers Endgame. Guys.
Me too.
Me too.
I want to see Avengers Endgame, guys. I want to see what that turns into. I want to see that. I want to see that.
Change it to Avengers.
That'll
4,
be
'cause
my
you know
comic
you-
one.
There you go.
Okay.
See, it
Done.
says non-comic.
Yeah.
that's
and
because
then-
we all knew what anticipated movie was going to be.
Best Avengers movies.
I don't know what we're gonna do next year.
Well, we'll see.
Avengers 5.
Yeah.
We're getting them yearly now. I'm expecting
No,
it.
not
Yes.
yearly.
Nope.
I don't think it's yearly.
Most anticipated non-comic book movie of 2019.
Detective Pikachu's a
Me
thing.
too!
Detective Pikachu's a movie, guys.
No.
And it's Ryan Reynolds. And it looks awesome.
No.
I'm
That
super...
was mine. Second runner-up.
Oh my god.
It was my runner-up for that
Detective Pikachu.
In chapter 2.
Oh,
My non-comic, Star Wars Episode 9.
one. Ooh, good choice.
I want to
choice.
see how the Skywalker
It's
saga
not gonna,
ends.
It's not going to end. They're not going to end it.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, they're
Gonna
they
move on
say
to
that-
other characters.
Yeah, sure they are.
You
Technically,
watch.
the Skywalker saga ended.
No, it hasn't.
No, it hasn't. Ben's still up there.
That's
He's a
so
Skywalker.
Okay, I guess so.
Ben's
and
out
I
there,
guess
and Leia's still
I guess
alive.
Leia's technically still alive.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the opening crawl is going to deal with that one fairly quickly.
Maybe. We'll see.
She died.
You said Pikachu.
Yes.
Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu,
Oh, you guys, I'm changing it up here.
What will be the biggest disappointment of 2019?
We kind of already touched on it. Netflix canceled Punisher and Jessica.
He's just like Netflix canceling more Marvel shows. Mine is Disney Play.
Oh,
You
really?
think so, eh?
More in the line of, and that was on my other list, was Disney Play not making it to Canada.
Oh,
that'll
that'll make it.
The
That'll make it to
transition to
Canada.
Canada
It'll make it
being,
to Canada. I bet
it
you
will, but how much will not?
Will it be a Netflix thing?
I bet you it'll be. One
So we'll
for
see.
one.
That is my prediction. Is Disney Play is going to crap the bed.
Mine is your most anticipated game because I think it's.
Why?
I'm hoping it's a good game.
Why?
But I am worried that it's gonna disappoint me.
Don't you like numbers?
Yeah, I love numbers.
I love numbers. Stop being up.
I heard great things about this game.
Don't you
but
want to
I'm
give
just
them
worried
money
about
to open boxes that might?
No,
include
they've gotten
equipment?
past that.
Yeah, we're not there anymore.
So
They're-
worried
they're
about
not
it.
doing that. All right.
Last but not least.
I think Death Stranding is going to get delayed again. I don't think it's a 2019 game, guys. At this rate, I don't know. I don't think the game's coming out.
There's no game.
I think it's
It was all a lie.
There is no game.
No, it's just
It's gonna be a
every year he's just going to put up a
animated
new
movie.
trailer with another actor that he's put into CG.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be an animated movie.
Yeah, eventually you're just gonna get a film
Would that be
by
good?
Hideo
That-
Kojima, which
I-
is really just
I
a
just-
good
yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's basically all those past Metal Gear games.
It's all a Metal
There you
Gear
go.
game where it was a movie.
And
It'll be 100 hours
I
long.
think Death Stranding is going to get delayed again.
It'll
That's
be
my
100
disappointment.
hours.
And at one point, the audience is all gonna have to show left at the same time to make the character.
No, we gotta stand up and go to a
Commands for the
different
movie.
theater. We gotta go to a different theater because we have to go to a different port.
Twitch plays Death Stranding,
Let's still play that. I'd play the shit out of that.
or it's just time play. You have to, you know.
Oh,
No, time
if you
Oh.
make me play time play to
Popular
play
choice.
Death Stranding, I will
They should
punch
do that in the
someone.
movie, though.
I will punch someone.
They should do
popular
that.
vote.
That'd be cool.
Remember the
You know
time
what?
we were at a
Yeah.
popular vote and then everyone voted the wrong way? What was that one? We were at
Everybody voted the wrong way.
Robin
in the
Hood.
popular vote.
Robin Hood. Yeah, I was like, done. I yelled out.
Meningitis.
Yeah, I yelled out in the theater. Done. You guys are dumb.
Because first one was up was Men in Tights.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, yesterday they screwed up the Harry Potter one. Where
Yeah.
It's like, who's the most powerful, like, or best magic user? And it's like clearly Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Dum
I
Dum.
said
And then-
Dumbledore, too.
Who
Yeah,
was
no.
chosen
In
first?
mine it
They
was.
picked the Dum Dum from the new movies.
It was mine.
Newt?
Dumbledore.
Yeah, they
in
picked
mine-
Newt over Albus. And I'm like,
Dumbledore.
In mine,
Dumble-
Dumbledore was number one.
so clearly your
Dumbledore.
theater
I
was
put
full of
Newt.
smarter
No,
people
no, no.
than ours.
I think I put.
Yeah, I put Newt, and then I put Johnny Depp because I don't really know what his
I
powers
think I
are.
put Johnny Depp.
It's
Yeah.
magic. It's magic and rum.
They're on the same level. They're on the same level.
I haven't seen.
You know that just from history.
Yes.
I don't, because Newt beat him.
That's true.
Dumbledore.
Hey, he was cool.
He probably got called that as a kid.
Probably.
Probably.
That's the movie they should be making.
Exactly.
Younger Dumbledore.
Young Dumbledore.
Either way, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for tuning in to our PastCast. What we like this year. What we're looking forward to next year.
We will not be on the air tomorrow.
Yes, we in lieu of tomorrow
In lieu of tomorrow, you get this.
again.
Because, yes, I'll replay this on all of our
Hit
things.
the button and then it replays it.
Yeah, I have buttons for that.
I'll write some stuff down later, but
Yes, you're good. And then these lists will be on the internet on all of our social media. So if you've missed something or just want a really quick view, you can see our lists there.
It's very formal.
See our list. Either way, we're gonna go eat dinner now. So
Goodbye.
bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining
Have
us.
some juice.
Have a happy new year,
See you
and
next
look
year.
forward to 2019.
Maybe.
Except not
Yes.
Death Stranding.
Maybe.
That's
We'll be back in
anticipated.
2019.
That's anticipated.
No. It's my biggest disappointment.
I'm
It's not
anticipating
gonna
our
happen.
return.
I know
in
it's not happening at
2019.
this point.
Either way,
No.
ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching.
We'll see you guys in the new year.
Hit all the like buttons and all of that kind of stuff. Share with your
Subscribe.
friends.
Talk to you guys. We'll chat at you guys later.
Bye.